goal right there. Batted that puck out of the air. He's over the blue line. Johnny scores! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. And a big save. Power move to the middle. Wilninski found the back of the net. Fake shot. Another shot. He goes upstairs right there. Take his team ahead by 2. Another shot. And Brian Goot scores the goal. Excellent diving play there. Oh, mama.
Welcome to the Lewis University Hockey Pregame Show, brought to you by WLRA Radio. Hello and welcome to Canlan Sports, bringing you Lewis University Hockey here as they face off against the undefeated 3-0 Northern Illinois University Huskies. We got a big game for you today, coming off of a loss for the Flyers yesterday in a committed battle to the end. Ended up 8-2. We got 2 prime scorers looking at the game today. We got Brian Goot and we have Logan Stumpf, who were able to score for the Lewis University Flyers in yesterday's matchup. We'll be looking for a committed game. New head coach Jim Sawyer told me in a couple questions before the game today that he was looking for his team to stay committed, even though they know that this game will be tough. They don't normally face off against Division I universities, but will be able to show their commitment and their drive to be better every single time they hit the ice. In goal yesterday was Christian Rohrer. Big first period in net. Let a couple goals by, but it didn't really faze him. He was able to keep going the whole game. Let by 8 shots, but he was able to make sure that nothing else happened. Sometimes you can't control what happens on defense. Sometimes you can't control what happens on offense. They might figure out what you're doing, but that's when you come back every period, every game, every practice, and you become better. And he showed his commitment out there yesterday, and he won't be in between the bars today, but we'll be looking for a big game anyway. And the Northern Illinois University Huskies with a 3-0 run, with the Flyers looking to shut that down. A big powerhouse up in the northern parts of Illinois here. We have number 69, I believe, Jim Franklin, I was told. Big offensive player they're looking at right now. And we'll see what happens. But back to Lewis University hockey anyway. We have a new head coach, Jim Sawyer, in. And just from what we've heard from the players, just from what we've seen, there's a lot of team morale that's just been keeping them competitive in practices and making sure they're doing things better. They've been very motivated to try different things, pushing themselves out of their comfort zone. They've been trying new plays, new techniques, new skills and practices in order to prepare for the long season ahead, and especially for these 2 games against Northern Illinois here. They've been trying out new things, and you know they're going to have to. They have been short some players this year. They don't have as full of a roster as they were able to have last year, but you know, there's not a whole lot they can do about that. They can try to add players on throughout the season, but it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a process. They're going to have to learn to be uncomfortable and learn to drive and learn to play when they're tired. And especially on the defensive end, they have a lot less players on their defensive end for them to be able to switch out every shift and have consistent energy going. So trying new things, trying new techniques, new skills, new plays in order to make sure they have the best success on the ice is key, and Jim Sawyer has been doing that, keeping them motivated on and off the ice for them. And today, as well, the Northern Illinois Huskies, as I've mentioned before, coming in with an undefeated record so far. See what they can do away. They've had the luxury of being on their home ice more frequently this season. And this will be a good test for them. Although the names of the arenas are the same, they'll be at Lewis's home rink here in Romeoville, Illinois, and see how they can play against a team who's really looking to take a bite out of their competition and really looking to come back. They're going to have that grit and that power, Lewis University is, and they're going to really test Northern Illinois and see what they're made of, on away ice. Not every team can play the same on away ice versus home ice, so we're going to find out what Lewis University can do in order to try and punch a ticket to the winners column this weekend. In net right now, it looks like we've got Sam Zeit, who's taking a couple shots just from his guys out there right now. Not anything looking like too spectacular going on, just a couple shots on net for him, and he's coming out of the net here, being replaced by Christian Rohr back in net. He was in net earlier. We'll see what happens today in terms of can Northern Illinois figure out how to get past these goalies again, or will Lewis University come with a new game plan today? Try new things, try new ways of going about making sure shots aren't consistently being on net, blocking shots. One thing Lewis University did do really well yesterday was they had 35 blocked shots yesterday, and they were able to keep that defense down. They were able to probably keep a lot of things from hitting to the goalie and getting to the back of the net. That's something they've been really keen to focus on defensively as well. And as we get towards the start of the game, we got about 2 minutes. We'll be able to come back here for you and get back here on the first period in the Lewis University Television Network. And we'll be right back here for the first period.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
From Oak Point, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a commuter student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am Sidney Butler, also known as King Kwan, and I am proud to be a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an international student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from St. Augustine, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an aviation maintenance major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a first-year student, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I am a general construction pre-apprentice, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm an undergraduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a transfer student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a fully online student. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm from Homer Glen, and I'm a Lewis Flyer. I am an international graduate student from China. I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a women's basketball player, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
My name is William Jones. I'm glad to be a flyer for Lewis University.
I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a graduate student at Oak Brook campus, and we are Flyers.
I'm from Chicago, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a track and field athlete, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am from Brazil, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I am a graduate student, and I am a Lewis Flyer.
I'm a biology and chemistry major, and I'm a Lewis Flyer.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers. We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
We are Lewis Flyers.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
What are you going to wish for, Grandpa?
Don't just wish you had taken care of your hearing loss. Take action today. Visit actnow.onhearing.com to learn the signs and find an ASHA-certified audiologist near you.
We're here for the re-kickoff of the Innovation Hub, and it's nice to be able to do a refresh.
Innovation Hub is a community. It's a community of innovators, entrepreneurs, creators who have come together to change the world. The Hub's going to help students and community in several different ways. First of all, provide a physical space where we can come and they can actually rent desks and hang out and have an office. More importantly, we're going to have a series of support from a community standpoint, including speaker series, including quarterly meetups, including professional development programs, including ways to take you from 0 to 100 in no time flat with your business called growth hacking.
Tonight I am here to talk about my application and how the pitch competition and the Innovation Hub have brought me to where I am today. Being able to help out people in the community regarding shopping is one of the biggest things we could be doing to help anyone out. It is such a big part of everyone's lives, and what we want to do is make a business out of it and hopefully make people's lives easier and make new products, whatever it is, to hone in on making people's lives more efficient.
This is the story of Lewis University, located 35 miles southwest of Chicago. Founded in 1932 with a focus on aviation technology, Lewis is a Catholic and LaSallian university that welcomes students of all faiths and cultures. Your understanding of diverse cultures will help you to succeed in the global workplace. At Lewis, our faculty walk side by side with our students, helping them apply what they learn in the classroom to real life in law enforcement, nursing, aviation, business, the sciences, teaching, and the arts, all making a difference. Our students have purpose in learning. They're problem solvers, thinkers, doers. Upon graduation, Lewis students are prepared to create better communities, communities that universally welcome.
Maybe I'll cue you when to play it, and then go to that, and then I'll wrap it up, and then you can go to the audience. And it'll auto play. So when you have it on one like this, and when you go to 6, it'll auto play. So, okay? Make sense? Nicole, did you go and split that camera at all? I have the GoPro on the glass. See if you can use it. If not, figure that out. This is so cool. That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. It's fine. I appreciate that you're here. They didn't fire you? That's all right. So, that's 20% always goes. You're trying to they just throw a curveball. All right. I'm going to go over there to the intro to the anthem. I'll come back and then we'll just start. Okay. So just you can get some fun stuff. I don't care. And then the Photoshop files up. Just like last night, Photoshop good command so you can change it now. So that just shift the equals, go to that before the anthem. Get some nice shots. However you want to do it. All right. Welcome back. Hey.
Sure. The song I'm not feeling good. It's stuck in my head. Just the song's all I'm sure Logan told me to always see. What? Did he tell you that? Just like start yelling. No, when you just start yelling with CDs. I'm sure you went through everything. Yeah, try not to get the polls in. Sometimes big money can get excited. And then it'd be so this way. All the way to the retreat. Sometimes big money. Always assume I'm money. I do that for radio, but I won't do that. Sawyer, first home game. See how he does. Yeah, he seems to sound. I've heard he sounds all right. Let's go, Robertson.
Everyone can please rise and kindly remove all hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, welcome back to the Lewis University Television Network. My name is Logan Kapp. I am joined alongside by Matt Carlson for some Flyers hockey. We're back in action at Camlin Sports in Romeoville today as the Flyers take on the visiting NIU Huskies for the first home game of the 2024-2025 season. You had a little bit of a pregame preview of the game from Matt Carlson, who did an excellent job for his first pregame.
Thank you very much.
And we're both very excited. Matt, what are some of the keys to the game that we're looking for today?
Well, keys to the game we're looking for today is the Flyers have been coming up big on defense, but offense is going to have to come through, put more shots on net, and get them in the back of the net, of course, as always. But defense has been coming up huge for the Flyers. And NIU, undefeated coming into this game, including their game yesterday against the Lewis Flyers, where NIU won 8-2.
Yeah, not a very auspicious start for Flyers hockey this season, but they're looking to turn it around today as one of the goal scorers centers that puck. A shot by Brian Goot is turned aside by the goaltender. Flyers trying to get some offensive zone time here early in period number 1. That looks like it's Grant Goodson in net for the Huskies. Here comes Cade Nomer into the far side corner on his backhand, is stood up in the corner, and he will end up turning that puck over as the Huskies look to start their breakout here early in period number 1. Matt touched on it a little bit in the open, but key for Flyers today is to not make silly plays like Wilninski just did right there, turning the puck over in the offensive zone. They want to control play and dominate, control the pace of play as Wilninski's over the Huskies' blue line, near side. Hashmarks has a shot. That one's turned aside with the right pad of Goodson. Up to the point now, Alagna has a shot, and that's right into the catching glove of Grant Goodson. 18:41 left to go in period number 1.
And it's things like that where they've been spending a lot of time in NIU's defensive end of the ice, which is going to be really a key point for them to start this game, because if they can keep pressuring NIU to make mistakes without, of course, making their own, they're going to get some goals today, and they're going to have a good chance. They've had some good chances already.
Boris will send that up the far side where it's turned around by Ricci, but the Huskies still have possession. Here's Sturm. Was into the Flyer zone, but they were offside. So we're going to see a face-off in the neutral zone just in front of the Flyers bench with 18:26 left to go in period number 1.
And I was talking about defensively earlier. We haven't seen much of it, but this is going to be key right here. See what the defense can put together.
Sturm trying to win that face-off forward, but the Flyers defense was having none of that as Caden Peter has it in his own near side corner. Up the boards to Goot, who will poke it out and gets it over to Sam Werner on the far side. Werner cross ice to Johnson, who couldn't handle that hot pass, and that's forced to be sticked aside by Goodson. Huskies slowing it down a little bit. Van Voris will start the breakout for his team. Maldonado into the zone. We'll leave it ahead for Valero. A centering pass is sticked aside by Flyers. Here comes Logan Pickens. Tries to leave it for Logan Stump. Logan and Logan on this line as Stump's into the near side corner, battling hard there with Sturm. Flyers, Pickens turns that one over. Maldonado now, far side corners pressured by Cade Nomer. And the Huskies will start their breakout. Here comes Castaneda as he tries to dance through Flyers defense, and that one-handed shot is easily turned aside there by Sam Zaget. Logan Stump bulldozes through a hit from Shirky, and will send it across the far side. Josh DePego back in the Flyers uniform will get that one into the Huskies zone. Great to see Josh DePego back in Flyers colors this season. Took the season off last year. When I first started calling Flyers hockey, however long ago that was, he was playing. And so It's a beautiful thing to see him back playing for Flyers hockey as Robertson will go high off the glass into the neutral zone. Zimmerman has the puck over the Flyers blue line far side. Pressured by Robertson. Zimmerman still got it as he spins around a couple different hits behind the net now. Here's Sturm. Backhand shot is saved with the catching glove by Sam Zaget. Another quality stop there for the Flyers goaltender with 16:32 left to go in period number 1.
And that was our first real taste of the Flyers defense today. Able to keep them in the corners, able to keep them away from trying to center that puck. And NIU hasn't been able to get a great shot off yet.
Zimmerman has a shot that was deflected out in front by Shirky, but that was deflected wide. Flyers now turn it over in the neutral zone, and it'll be sent back in there by Hurleman and received by Morefoot in the near side corner. Tyler Morefoot. Up the far side, it's touched ahead to Logan Stump, who can't fully control it, and so the Huskies will send it back in. Smith sends it in behind Sam Zaget, where it's continued around the net to the near side. Logan Stump will turn around and fire, but that pass didn't hit anyone, and so it will go far enough for an icing call. 15:56 left to go now in period number 1.
Not a whole lot happening offensively for either team. Now I'd say we've had both teams have fair chances in front of net. Nobody able to convert. Defenses are holding up so far, Logan.
Evans tried to win that one forward. Brian Goot was having none of that, so the Huskies will send it in behind the Flyers' net. Alagna in the far side corner battles with Ryan Morgan, and Alagna eventually loses that, and a shot hits Zaget up high, but he's able to fight that one off and eventually cover it up. Another quality save for Zaget, not even 5 minutes into this hockey game.
And we're talking about quality saves, and he's been able to get himself in front of the puck. One thing I've noticed is being able to keep the puck from rattling away. Trying to focus on that. That'll be a good thing we're going to look at as we go into this game.
Lund had a shot. He went off the right pad of Sam Zaget, who's doing an excellent job, as you said, Matt, with his rebound control, something that we've seen the Flyers goaltenders struggle with before. As the Huskies have it now, here's Castaneda. Shot is saved again by Zagat. Huskies retain the rebound. Morgan turns it over to Wilninski, who will go off the boards and out. Keaton Peters will go across. Touch pass from Morgan to Evans. He's over the zone, tries a shot, and that one's blocked by Caden Peters out to the top of the circles. Down low behind the net, here's Evans. Tries a centering pass, can't find anyone. Again, down low to Evans. Up high now. Peters on the near side. He walks it in. Face-off dot has a shot. It was blocked out in front there by Caden Peters. Huskies still have the puck. Up to the point now. Here's Peters again. Has shot a left pad save that time by Zagat through traffic. And the Flyers are struggling here early. Centering pass. Another shot and a big save in and out of the glove hand of Sam Zagat. And we've got a whistle stopping play. Looks like the net made its way off the moorings. Probably one of those high-quality stops by the Flyers goaltender.
You know, Zagat, he's been making a lot of saves here, really keeping him in this game early. The defense is looking like they were kind of praying for that whistle out there. A lot of things going on, loose pucks going all over the place. NIU getting a lot of things on net early. Zagat keeping him in it, though.
Flyers kind of running around in their defensive zone, want to try and clean up the defensive play and shut down some of those chances for the Huskies as Morefoot is pressured and eventually will turn the puck over. Huskies are tripped up there, no penalty. Selman's got the puck, chips it around the defenseman, and that was Castaneda. Comes and retrieves the garbage that was around his defensive partner. Here comes Sturm, centering pass. Here's Boris into the zone. Shot is saved by Zagat again. Pickens is closed off. Sloppy hockey kind of both directions here as the Huskies look to set up. 13:45 left to go in the first period. Here's Sturm. Goot was lining him up, but Sturm had his head up and spun around the hit. Flyers have the puck now. Here's Caden Ulmer, fresh off the bench with speed into the left wing side of the Huskies zone. Caden Ulmer, far side down low now behind the net. And an attempted hip check there missed him because Caden Ulmer was moving so fast. Selman came in and tried and get that puck. He was tripped up, no call, and so we play on. Huskies now bring it into the Flyers zone. Ricci has an excellent defensive play there, except the Huskies' Shirky was coming off the bench and retains possession of that puck. Ulmer can't find it. Huskies still have it in the Flyers zone. Maldonado is tangled up there with DePago in the near side corner as Wilninski is checked into the edge of the glass. DePago now down behind the net to Ricci on the far side. Stumpfing Ricci. We got a penalty coming up to the Huskies, and we're going to see the game's first power play as it looks like that was Ricci. Caught a hit. Contact to the head. We'll see what the referee's signal is.
Power plays are sponsored by Lewis University Communications Department. Visit lewisu.edu to learn more.
Looked like it was a roughing call that was assessed, so the Flyers will have their first power play of the game with 12:41 left to go.
Yeah, and you know, as much as we've seen NIU on Lewis's defensive end, they've been able to keep themselves together. There's a lot of sloppy play, as you said, going back and forth, Logan, but again, Sam Zagat keeping them in this game.
Alagna turned that puck over. Evans is in on a breakaway. Evans in all alone. Backhand try, and Sam Zagat shut the door. Evans trying to go right through the 5-hole, and Sam Zagat stood tall on that opportunity.
And if you needed a testament to this goalkeeper's excellence in between the bars, I mean, right there, 1v1, nobody to help him, big save.
Flyers have a huge opportunity here to take an early lead, push the momentum in their favor as we approach the halfway point here in period number 1. Alagna shovels that one ahead to Pickens, who spins around, and the pressure is on from the Huskies forecheck. Evans does not end up with that puck. Kay Nomer will get the breakout going. Logan to Omer. And the push and back entry has commenced. Here's Kay Nomer. Tries to do it all himself. Back the other way comes Evans. Fresh off the bench is Logan Stumpf, who shuts that opportunity down. Looks like Evans wanted a call there. His stick maybe took him, and Evans just took another one. A terrible retaliation penalty there by the Huskies captain, and the Huskies will now go down by 2 with that slashing penalty.
Power plays are sponsored by, again, Lewis University Communications Department. Visit lewisu.edu to learn more. The Huskies not playing well in this first period with these penalties, 2 in a row, down 2 men. Lewis University, huge chance here, huge chance. Have to capitalize. We've seen great chances already. They got to work as a team. Put something in the back of the net right now.
A long 5-on-3 for the Lewis Flyers here. 1 minute and 1 second left on that first penalty to Jeff Shirkey. And so now, as Matt said, Flyers need to capitalize on this huge opportunity with 11 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the first period. Even if they can just get some offensive zone time, Matt, I think that'll be great for their morale after that not very great start to the season yesterday. If they can have some time in the offensive zone, control the pace of play a little bit, and not do things like that, I think they'll be in a great position to start off this game. 30 seconds gone on the Flyers 5-on-3, 30 seconds left on that first penalty. Here's Braden Ricci. Stops, and the Flyers will set up overload-style power play. Logan Pickens on the point. Across to the trigger man. Logan Stumpf down low. Dan Johnson, far side corner. Johnson walks the middle, shoots, and that one is blocked up into the protective netting. And we'll see a face-off in the Huskies' end of the ice.
And the Flyers are really looking to generate some goals here. They had some trouble just trying to keep their pace of play down. They've been moving very, very quickly across the ice, trying to get a quick goal here. They're probably looking at the clock, saying, gosh, we got to get this in the back of the net right now. Take your time. You'll get something in the back of the net. Make a good play.
Flyers have it now. Here's DePego centering pass. Couldn't find Selman, who was tangled up there with Keaton Peter in front of the net. As Selman and Peter are tangled up now. First penalty to the Huskies is over. Flyers have 54 seconds of 5-on-4 power play time. They will slow it down as head coach Jim Sawyer is barking out orders from behind the bench. We'll see what the Flyers can get going here with 38 seconds left. Wilninski loses the puck in his feet, and the Huskies clear that one all the way down. Again, not a great power play going on quite yet. I don't know if they've even had a high-quality scoring opportunity on this power play.
I wouldn't say so. There's been a lot of letting NIU get a hold of them and just dumping the puck back down the other way.
Kay Nomer will chip and chase as the Huskies ring that one all the way around the board, and that will conclude the Flyers' power play. Even if they don't score, I got to talk to head coach Jim Sawyer on the first episode of the Lewis University Hockey Podcast, which we'll hear a clip of in one of the upcoming intermissions. But he talked about what a power play can bring to a team. Even if you don't score on it, if you can control play in the offensive zone, you can really leave that power play with some momentum. As Goot forces his way through the neutral zone, we'll have it poked away, and the Huskies are coming back the other way. Here's Sturm into the Flyers zone, dangles to the middle, loses it, and the Flyers captain will bring it behind his own net. Logan Stump on the far side tries to saucer pass it across the middle, but it's intercepted by Mika Maldonado, and he will dance around a couple Flyers players and send it down the hash marks. Huskies centering pass. Valero will send it up to the point. Another shot is patted aside by Zagat. Huskies can't get it. That one is cleared all the way down by Logan Stumpf. And we're going to see a face-off now in front of Sam Zagat. 8:27 left to go in the first period.
Flyers are keeping themselves together here, but they're looking like they might be becoming a little bit gassed, spending all of this time in their zone of the ice. They're really going to be able to come together here and show their strengths against this NIU team here.
Centering pass to the middle, and whoever that was standing on top of the blue paint had a wide open net to look at and just fanned on it. As that point shot is turned aside by Zagat. Another shot is soaked up by the Flyers netminder.
Sam Zagat. Yeah, I mean, right now, and it's way too early to talk about players of the game, but this guy's been keeping the Flyers in this game. If you wanted to have a standout player right now.
Sam Zagat in midseason form, the home opener here for Lewis Flyers hockey, as Sam Werner will slow it down in the neutral zone. Alagna gets that one up to Pickens. The Flyers are coming in 3-on-2. Here's Cade Nolmer with speed. Shot from the top of the circles, turned aside by Grant Goodson. Goodson hasn't seen a lot of action as the Huskies bring it up the left wing side. Here's Dominic Valero. Will wheel around the Flyers net on his backhand up to the point now. Hurleman has a shot blocked out in front by Alagna. Kept in by Hurleman, battles with Werner on the point. And the Huskies will come away with that puck. Maldonado tried to send it down low there to Sturm, but was unsuccessful as the Flyers are looking to do a little bit of damage control in their own zone. Sturm has the puck up to the point. Huskies, Hurleman's shot blocked by traffic out in the hash marks. Sturm has the puck, sends it down low. Up to the point, Hurleman tries a one-touch pass, and the Flyers just try to get that out so they can make a line change. Here's Alagna. Up to Jack Selman, who was cherry picking on the Huskies blue line, and he touches that in down low. So finally the Flyers can at least have some offensive zone time. Morgan up to Evans. He's into the Flyers zone. Evans on his backhand has a shot, and I believe that one was turned aside by Zagat. Slap shot by Danny Lund, and I'm not sure if Zagat got a piece of that one, kept it out of the net. Either way, Zagat still keeping his team in this hockey game. Morgan in front of the Flyers bench, dodges a hit by DePego, is knocked down, still has the puck, centering pass, poked by Zagat, puck sat in the slot. Zagat had to dive on top of that one, and he will wait for the whistle. Has some extracurriculars between Evans and some member of the Lewis Flyers defense after that whistle.
We gotta try and keep this game peaceful, guys. No, but Sam Zagat, just how much can he do? He's been doing nearly everything to keep this team in the game. The defense is really going to have to start stepping up. Now, they're short on guys on the defensive end, but they're really going to have to start coming together and putting plays together, getting more on the offensive end of the ice. We have yet to see a true set of offensive plays by the Lewis Flyers this game.
That shot from Peters was blocked by the stick of Jack Selman, and the Flyers tried a little bit of a line change there after that most recent stoppage, so those tired players are able to come off and get some fresh troops as we approach the end of period number 1 with 6:02 left to go in the first frame. Huskies win that faceoff. Shot from the top of the circles goes right in the breadbasket of Sam Zagat.
They're getting quick shots off right away. I'm not sure, if they're noticing, but I'm noticing the Lewis Flyers are like to bunch up right in the middle of the ice. They're not spreading out. They're not tagging their guys that they're supposed to.
Peters had a centering pass and a big save by Sam Zagat, who was diving forward and somehow able to get the trapper on that one to keep it out of the net. As the Huskies look to keep their foot on the gas pedal. Morgan has a shot, blockered aside by Zagat. Big physical contact there from Flyers defenseman Alagna as he turns the puck over. Here's Peters, centering pass to Morgan, and that he had a stick tied up there with Caden Ulmer. So the Flyers again, defense trying to do anything they can to help out their netminder as the Huskies almost turn that puck over behind the net. But Alagna will eventually get it and send it back in behind Goodman. 5 minutes left to go in the first period. We're still tied 0 goals aside. DePego will ring it around the boards to Selman, who touches it to Logan Pickens. Saucer pass to Dan Johnson was behind him, and that will trickle into the near side corner in the Huskies' end. Received by Van Voris. He's got it behind the net. Starts to break out on the far side to Zimmerman, but that was kept in there by Braden Ricci. DePego off the boards, pass to no one. Here comes Shirley into the Flyer zone. Zimmerman back to Shirley. Around the net, wraparound attempt up to the point. Big slap shot is blockered aside by Sam Zagat up into the protective netting. And again, Sam Zagat coming way out of the blue paint to cut down the angle. And man, he's playing really well here early.
I mean, I think I'm just going to end up saying this guy's name too many times. I mean, you're not going to forget it. He has come in big many times in this game so far.
Flyers win that faceoff to Alagna, who will send it behind his own net. Caden Peters sends it up the boards where it's intercepted by Van Voris. Centering pass now. Here's Zimmerman had a shot, went off the stanchion behind the net. Castaneda, centering pass, or a shot rather, hit the pad of Zagat, and the Flyers still can't get the puck out. Zimmerman to Castaneda, down low in the corner. Zimmerman gets it back on the top of the circles, tried a centering pass, but that was blocked by Alagna. Huskies still have the puck down low. Up to Jason Castaneda, former member of the Chicago Crush, the USPHL. One thing I noticed, man, about the NIU Huskies, they are Division I ACHA.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of players coming out of juniors.
Yeah.
A lot of USPHL guys, a lot of NA3HL guys. That's Tier 3 juniors.
Yep.
That's 2 steps below the USHL as the Huskies have a shot that beat Sam Zagat blocker's side. I believe that was Keaton Peters. And the Flyers are now down by 1 with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in period number 1. That might have been Zimmerman. Zimmerman's leading his team through the line, so we'll go with that. It was Robbie Zimmerman who got that first goal.
You know, if you want to talk about yesterday's game, they've been holding themselves together. I mean, so far at this point in the game, the Lewis Flyers are doing better than yesterday. They've been doing very well keeping NIU away from getting anything in the back of that net, especially, of course, Zagat.
Yeah, well, if they can get out of this first frame with just being down by 1 after how it was yesterday, they'll take that. Pickens forced a turnover. He's got it on his backhand. He tried a shot, but that was sticked aside there by Brendan Hurleman. Caval will send that one up. Here's Stumpf, tries to poke it past Morefoot, but Morefoot does an excellent job on the back check to get that puck back up. Ulmer will chip it around the Huskies' defense, but is unable to get anything going there. Here's Lucas Sturm up the far side. The Huskies will dump it in, and Zagat had such an excellent save on that one. It went up into the protective netting. And so now we'll see a face-off in the Flyers' end of the ice with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in period number 1.
The Lewis Flyers really able to reset here, and they had a great offensive chance there. It was botched, but the fact that they were able to reset and come back down the ice and get a chance on goal shows their commitment to just not giving up after being scored on, especially against such a powerful team.
Huskies have definitely been in the driver's seat for the majority of this game. The Flyers would love to at least have some offensive zone time as we approach the last couple minutes in period number 1. As they had Hurlman had a center ice shot that is forced to be gloved down by Zagat, and the Huskies were in on the forecheck, so he decides to slow it down and cover it up. 106 seconds left to go in period number 1. Flyers down 1-0.
Yeah, it was a really odd long shot straight at Zagat. Not a problem whatsoever, gloving that right away into the trapper.
Centering pass is off the pad of Sam Zagat, who had it firmly pressed against the left post. And he shut the door on that one, so we'll see a face-off in the same spot. Minute 40 left to go now. Palmer will win that one face-off. Huskies try a shot, and I think he was trying to roof it. I don't know if he was trying to hit the top of the roof in the net or the roof in the Callan Sports in Romeoville, because that went over top of the protective netting all the way up to our PA music guy up on the far side of the ice.
He said, hey guys, how high can I get this shot?
Looks like a young fan, the far side there, ended up with that souvenir. He just wanted to give the little girl a puck. I don't know what to tell you.
He said, hey, I see you.
Minute 27 left to go as that one deflects into the Flyers bench. Moving towards the first intermission here, Matt, what do you think the message will be from head coach Jim Swoyer in the locker room?
Well, they know that they're lacking defensively in terms of just players, manpower. They need to take their time getting up the ice. They're trying to rush. They're rushing too much. When the moment they get the puck, they're immediately saying, okay, go, 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 turn and burn. Let's go get a goal right now. If they take their time, if they can take their time, they'll have more chances on net. And I think just slowing down, remember what we've talked about in the locker room, take your time, let's get some goals.
Huskies still in the driver's seat with less than 60 seconds left to go in the first period. Puck is forced out there by Logan Stump, who's in a huge battle there with the Huskies defenseman, but the Huskies do come away with that puck. Morefoot to Robertson. He turns it over to Morgan, far side hash marks, middle to Evans. The centering pass, and a beautiful play there by the Huskies. Evans to Martin. And he beats Zagat short side to take his team ahead by 2 goals with 35.4 seconds left to go in this first period.
And not a great defensive play there. The puck was given up almost immediately when it was given into possession of the Flyers. Trying to get a couple passes off, just end up going straight to the Huskies, leaving Zagat with no reaction time on that shot.
Yeah, a sloppy turnover in the defensive zone leads to a goal for the Huskies. Flyers look to clean that one up and get out of this period without any more damage as the Huskies have it far side corner in the Flyers zone. Ryan Gute throwing the body around a little bit. Van Voris sends it down low to Morgan, who is pressured off that puck. Point now. Looks like Sturm has a shot deflected out in front there by the stick of Matt Martin. And that one will go out of play, and we'll see one last face-off here with 7.8 seconds left to go in the first.
With this period nearly over, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can come back with in the next period. And period number 2 here, they have potential against this team. There's no reason they can't get a couple back.
Tie up there on the face-off, and the Flyers will force that one out, and that will just about do it for period number 2. Or period number 1. I'm getting ahead of myself
Number
here,
1.
Matt.
We got 2 more to go.
Got 2 more to go. Flyers, I think, did better than they did yesterday. I think they had a rough start yesterday, and so they were able to bounce back from that, only hold the Huskies to 2 goals.
Yes.
Throughout the course of that first period. We'll see what period number 2 has to bring in just a couple minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on Lewis University Television Network. So currently on the ice here at Camlin, they're doing some ice repair on the visiting crease. A little bit of a Zamboni malfunction earlier, so there'll be a little bit of a delay in start time today at Camlin for game number 2. We're going with the 2-referee system here today. That's all that was staffed for the game today, so we'll see again how that affects the matchup. Flyers win that faceoff to Dan Johnson, who fanned on a shot because Hemingway's stick was right in his business. And so that puck squirts down low. Selman centering pass, and Sam Warner batted that puck out of the air. Sam Warner, what a goal for the Lewis Flyers. That looked like a play straight out of NHL 24. That puck was, I don't know if it got deflected on the way to the middle of the ice, but it kind of popped up at number 34 in white. Sam Warner brings the Flyers to an early lead. A lot of back and forth play in the neutral zone here as Pickens forces a turnover. Here's Ernsting. He tries a shot, and that one got blocked out in front of Lichtenfeld. And eventually the Flyers forced it out. Pusatera, teammates making a line change. Puck is found by Buckley, and a huge hit there from Braden Ricci on Brennan Buckley. Starts the physical contact today. Here's the turnover. Fieldman has it. Centering pass. Puck sticked aside by Rohrer. And so the Illini bring it back the other way, trying to find Jackson Byhoon in the middle. But he was tied up with the Flyers defenseman. Centering pass again, blocked by Ernsting. Another shot and a save by Christian Rohrer. That was Leo Smott who had that opportunity. As we are battling in the Flyer zone. Excellent shot block there by Caden Ulmer. Stung him. He's going to come off for a line change. Another shot by Buckley, maybe a centering pass, and that one was broken up. Jack Selman was in behind the Illini defense, but he couldn't get a handle on it. Jack Pusatera to the near side. Here's Caden Ulmer. Reach shot is in and out of the glove of Lichtenfeld. Rebound to Goot. He couldn't handle it. And we have a whistle. Face off to Alagna. He tries to send it up. It turns over to Hemingway. Centering pass, and Buckley had a shot. Christian Rohrer made the save. And we have a whistle stopping play. And Fieldman's got to be careful there. Here's Wilninski into the zone. Power move to the middle. Wilninski found the back of the net to take his team ahead by 2 with 2:05 left to go in period number 1. Jake Wilninski got that puck to his forehand, and I believe shot that far side coming down the left wing side. So an excellent play from the Flyers forward right there to extend his team's lead to 2 goals. 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Dan Johnson sends that one in, and he also sent Leo Smott's stick flying as Shai Lichtenfeld has a quick pass up to Dighton, going back the other way. Dighton's shot, and Christian Rohrer has the answer. Hemingway couldn't find it. Here comes Ernsting back into the zone. Scotty Ernsting shot. He missed the net. Tyler Morefoot near side corner will backhand that one up. Can't get it out. Kept in. Here's Jackson Byhoon, centering pass. Saved by Christian Rohrer. Look out. Christian Rohrer is still back there. Thought he was sleeping. Guess not. First big save of the second period by the Flyers goaltender. Look, John Crossan. Up to Buckley. Big hit by Brian Goot. Receives an ovation from the Flyers bench. Flyers lighten it up here early, and we got a penalty coming up. to the Lewis Flyers. Goringer brings it into the Flyer zone. 7 seconds, another big hit by Brian Gutt. Sat him down. Hemingway on the point. Tries a centering pass, he turns it over. Caden Ulmer, fresh out of the penalty box, falls down on the play. And that serves as a reminder that ice is slippery. Sprunk is back into the zone. Flyers make a line change. Walks in, shoots. Another save by Christian Rohrer. Flyers goaltender standing tall here in period number 2. High off the glass, and Ernstine can't kick to his skate. Here's Jack Selman. Selman's got it in the slot. Shot! Blocked by Kopke out in front. Rebound found, and that one will bounce on over to Shine Lichtenfeld, and he will hold on to it. And Robertson picking up the physicality. Here's Hemingway, centering pass. Puck sat there. Rohrer going for a swim, and he's able to cover up. And again, Christian Rohrer able to keep that biscuit out of the net. Goot sends that one in, forcing Lichtenfeld to make a save. The rebound went right to Logan Pickens, and Lichtenfeld had another save he had to make. Battling through sticks and hooks and everything. Morefoot now on the point, tries a shot. Easy save there for Lichtenfeld. Jacob Fieldman, he's in all behind everybody, and a huge diving poke check from Benelagna. He feeds Selman on the Illini. Blumen. Jack Selman shot in and out of the glove of Lichtenfeld. Alagna turns it over to Jackson Byhoon. He's coming back the other way with speed. Jackson Byhoon to Smott. Over to Dayton on the far side. Dayton falls down, a shot by Smott, and a big save by Christian Rohrer. Jackson Byhoon finds the rebound. And again, another save by the Flyers netminder. Now we'll slow it down. Jackson Byhoon is one of the all-stars for the Illini as the Flyers took down John Crossan in front of the net. And so the Illini will see the second power play of the game. Ernstine loses that face-off. Illini control, point shot. And that one goes right in the net. Christian Rohrer heavily screened in the slot area. But an excellent defensive play from Alagna prevented that from happening. Pusatera, he's into the zone. Feeds Caden Ulmer. Ulmer's into the zone. Shot blocker to side by Lichtenfeld as a big hit from Ben Sprunk put Ulmer right on his wallet. Behind Rohrer. Will reverse it to Pickens on the near side. Dayton forced the turnover. Here's Kopke. He stick handles down low behind the net, centering pass, and a shot, big save by Christian Rohrer. How did that one stay out of the net? Dayton had an A+ scoring chance, and I think Christian Rohrer knocked that one out of midair. Recent high-quality chance, or if it hit the post. Back the other way come the Flyers. Feed Selman in the zone. Jack Selman's in. Selman's shot, and he can't hit the 4x6 opening. Fieldman's into the zone, centering pass back to Buckley. He has it, centering pass, and Hemingway can't find it. He was tied up with Morefoot in front of the net. And another shot hit the post. That was Jason Goringer, hit the left post. And the Flyers have to be careful. Buckley sends it up to the point, blocked out in front. Another shot, and a save by Rohrer. But they're doing a good job in their defensive zone. Another shot from the point. Rebound found. Another save by Christian Rohrer. And that one gets an ovation from the Flyers bench. Back to Byhoon on the point. Kopke down low. Centering pass. Smott tries a shot blocked by Ricci out in front. Goot can't get it out. Sprunk down low to Dayton. Sends it up to the point to Kopke. Shot blocked again by Brian Goot out in front. Buckley to the point to Kopke, sends it down low to Ernstine. He will skate it out of the zone this time over to Goot on the far side. Goot, centering pass, deflection, and Lichtenfeld had the answer. Minute and a half left to go. Down low to the hash marks. Sprunk across the ice to John Crossan. He has a shot. That one gets blocked by Ernstine. He didn't know where it was. And Pickens gets that one up to Ernstine. He's in all alone, tries a shot outside the blue line. And Scotty Ernsting seals the deal. Puck is dropped, one by the Illini. They shot! And the horn goes off. And now we'll have a discussion. And so with that, the Lewis Flyers get their second win here at Camden, their third win on the season overall, after a very hard-fought matchup tonight. Excellent hockey that we've seen the past 2 days here at Camden. Been an honor to be able to call it. We hope you have a good night. Drive safe. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
All right, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. Logan Kapp, Matt Carlson. That was a pretty good first period back at home here, Matt.
I would say so. I mean, compared to last game, they were able to play with a lot more grit, a lot more determination. Only gave it up right at the end. They've got a lot of way to go, so we'll see how they can hold up.
Sam Zagat playing really well. As you said, you had high hopes for him in the intro.
Yes.
We'll see what period number 2 has to bring here as we're just about getting ready to get started.
Yeah.
So it should be another good one. Hopefully the Flyers had some words of encouragement from their head coach Jim Sawyer in the locker room.
Yep.
And we'll be looking to see if they can turn it around here in the second period. Flyers to my right, Huskies to my left this time. And yeah, hopefully, like you said, they can tighten it up on the defensive end. The Flyers goaltender really keeping them in that first frame. They're lucky to only be down by 2 goals. And so we'll see what happens as we're going now in period number 2. Morgan has the puck, springs it in front. Another save by Zagat. And we've got a whistle-stopping play. It looks like Zagat kicked the net off. So we'll see a face-off now on the Flyers' end of the ice.
And we'll see what Zagat can do here again. He really was the guy keeping them in this game so far. And defense, well, let's spread out, guys.
Goot can't win that face-off. It's won by the Huskies down behind the net. Tried a centering pass. That was Evans, but he couldn't get it out in front of the net. Mishandled. Peters picks up the loose change in the middle of the ice. Sends it into Ricci, who will go across the middle to DePego. And a big body check there on the Flyers' blue line. That was Logan Stumpf who was stood up. And Ricci passed it to himself. He's got the puck. Shot at the top of the circles right as he entered the zone, but that was well wide of the net. Logan Stumpf was looking for a little bit of revenge there as Evans centers it. Another shot and an excellent touch pass there to Peters. He deflects that one in past Zagat to bring his team ahead by 3 goals.
And a big thing I just noticed on that play is the defense seemed to be standing still. They didn't seem to know what was going on, and the guy in front of net there wasn't even seen. Sam Zagat had an idea that he was there, but he can't really do much about it because he's got it covered the near side.
Right. Sam Zagat, first and only responsibility is to stop the shot. Can't stop the shot and the pass. Unfortunately for Zagat, the Huskies are now up by 3 goals with 18:56 left to go in the second. Johnson sends that one in. Omer's buzzing in, but Jason Castaneda will slow it down behind his own net. Puck stick to side. Here's Walensky. He's got it near side hash marks, and that is poked away by Castaneda with an excellent stick, and that allows the Huskies to loft it out. Here comes Valero. Into the Flyers zone, drop pass shot, and that one caught Zagat up high, deflected to the point. A shot from Castaneda is deflected into the near side corner as the Huskies will slow it down and set it up. Peter Van Voorhis has a shot, and that rebound is found and backhanded out by Dan Johnson. Caden Ulmer buzzing in on the forecheck, can't win the race, and so Lucas Sturm will start the breakout. Sturm, fancy stick handles into the Flyers zone. Drop pass shot, and an excellent back check there from Brian Goot as he's shoved down to the ice. And the Flyers really seem to be starting off period number 2 in slow motion.
Yeah, not a lot of offensive time at the moment, and there's a lot of standing still here. It seems like NIU is just moving too quickly for them. And as you said, it does look like they're moving in slow-mo.
Here's Logan Pickens. Has to stop because Brian Goot lost his stick, and he's coming off for a line change. Pickens still has the puck. Near side dasher board over to Ulmer at the top of the key. Ulmer's shot, and that's the first save of the period for Goodson. Here comes the Huskies. Back the other way. Centering pass by Evans is a pad save by Zagat. Selman goes off the boards. And we have an icing call. Selman's pass was really to no one. And that's the kind of stuff that the Flyers are looking to clean up here with 17:04 left to go in the second period.
And you know what? The Flyers having an offensive chance there. Trying to take it all on your own isn't always the right move. You have a guy to pass to, and in this case he did. Going across the ice, pulling the same move as NIU. That's a goal. 3-1.
Huskies win that faceoff. Shirky's got it in the far side corner. Sends it down low to Walker Smith, who's behind the net. Ulmer can't find it. Pressured by Shirky. Kept it on the point by the Huskies. Down low behind the net. Braden Ricci wins the battle. Gets it to the near side hash marks where Pickens loses his handle on it. And the Huskies end up with the puck. Robbie Zimmerman to the point. Across the far side. Shot, and that one is tracked through traffic by Zagat, and he makes another stop.
Zagat keeping him in it again. The defense, again, they're all just, we're standing around. We're standing around. We're not challenging. We're waiting for Northern Illinois to mess up. But you know, that's exactly what they're not going to do when you're not pressuring them.
Right.
And that's just the thing. Lewis may be getting tired, but they got to keep pressuring.
Head coach Jim Swoyer teaching a new system this year, so the whole team, I think, is getting used to playing this new style of hockey.
Yeah.
So I think it'll look different regardless than last year, different than last year anyway, in terms of how they're playing both in the offensive and defensive zone. They're playing a possession game, and a big body check there by Brian Goot. And he's trying to swing the momentum back in his favor. Here comes Alagna into the zone. Centering pass, a pad save there by Goodson. Here comes the Huskies. Centering pass, a shot by Palmer is soaked up by Zagat. And we have a whistle stopping play. 15:38 left to go in the second period.
And that was the first time I've really seen Lewis trying to get physical on in this game so far. Brian Goot bringing that first big hit of the game, I would say, for Lewis, unless I missed something earlier. But Brian Goot trying to swing the momentum back. We'll see what they can do. If they can continue to do that, they might have a chance.
Shot is waffle boarded aside there by Zagat. Rebound to the Huskies. Danny Lund sends it down low. As Robertson pressures it, comes back to Lund, try to wrap around near side stuff attempt, but Zagat shut that one down. Huskies still have it on the point, pressured by Dan Johnson. Flyers force a turnover. Here's Logan Stump speeding into the zone, and Evans got in his way. And some excellent position play by the Huskies defenseman right there. Here comes Keaton Peters up the right wing side into the Flyer zone. We'll send it down behind Zagat. And he will tie up with Braden Ricci behind the net. Keaton Peters, another player straight out of juniors. He played for the Peoria as a save there by Zagat. Causes a stoppage of play, but again, it goes back to all these players coming out of juniors going to play ACHA D1 hockey for NIU, bringing that experience with them. We talked last year a lot about, I did anyway, the young hockey team that the Flyers have and how they're young and inexperienced. And we've got, the Huskies anyway, have some older guys on the team, bring a little bit more experience, come from a lot of different places. A lot of the Flyers guys coming straight out of high school. And so they don't have that junior experience as Selman's into the zone. Backhand pass, and Wilninski couldn't get Wood on it. And so the Huskies bring it back, coming in 3-on-2. Sturm, centering pass, shot, and that one beats Zagat glove side. And again, Huskies, beautiful play in the offensive zone. Will go up by 4 goals.
And that's another one there where the Lewis defense is just continually getting caught off guard. I mean, this is many goals now, majority of the goals here. Lewis defense has just continuously been caught off guard in their own end of the ice every single time. They're not moving around. They're not challenging. Pretty stagnant defense.
That was Mika Maldonado who had the final touch on that one. So that's the sophomore will get credit for the goal as the Flyers look to turn things around here with 14:03 left to go in the second frame. Puck is touched, so Zaget's forced to come out and play it. Alagna up the foreside boards to Johnson. Leaves it ahead for Brian Goot, but an excellent back check from Castaneda will prevent anything from happening there. Here comes Hurleman into the zone. He's pressured by Caden Peter, working hard in his own defensive zone. Shot is blocked aside by some traffic out in front. Here's Brian Goot trying to force that one out. Can't do so, and so Keaton Peter will have a shot that goes off the side of the goal frame. Zimmerman near side to Castaneda, far side, point shot, blocked by traffic out in front. Here's Brian Goot to Sam Werner, who can't find it. And again, Walker Smith brings it back in. Smith, Castaneda walks in, shoots off the logo of Sam Zaget, and Alagna finds the rebound. Just kind of slaps that one into neutral ice, doesn't really control it. Sam Zaget appears to be laboring in the net for the Flyers.
And he gets up after that save, and he just looks tired out there. He just looks tired. He's been doing a lot of work to keep the Flyers in this game. It's 4-0, but the amount of shots this goalie has faced so far, this game of any other goalie might well be a higher score.
Logan Stump forces that turnover at center ice, but can't retain possession. Pickens has it now in a tennis match in the neutral zone. Here's Martin. Looked off sides to me. Morgan has it. Shot fanned on it. Has it now behind the Flyers net. Huskies far side corner. Shot from the point is blocked out in front. And again, the Huskies retain position. And finally, Braden Ricci is able to find it in his own defensive zone. Logan Stump, first year as a Flyer, will get sat down there as Martin brings it back into the Flyers zone. Husky centering pass, and a slap shot is wide of the net. Pickens, dangerous play there in his own defensive zone. Will get it back. Here's Logan Pickens trying another centering pass, but can't find anyone. With speed now. Here come the Huskies. Evans is into the zone, tries to go upstairs, but missed the net. Wilninski with speed up the left wing side. Drop pass to Brian Goot, who spins through a hit. Goot still has it. Centering pass. And a slap shot there by Dan Johnson. Finds Goot. Flyers have it in front of the net. Top of the blue page. And the first high-quality scoring chance for the Lewis Flyers. Pretty much the whole game is shut down right there by Grant Goodson. And finally, some signs of life shown by the Lewis Flyers.
And if they can keep that up, they're going to have many chances to get back in this game. The game is not over yet, Flyers. You have a chance here. Keep that kind of momentum going. We're going to be in for a good one. Not sure exactly what we're waiting for here.
Looked like the net might have been off behind Zaget. The linesman was going back down there. Make sure it was in place. Flyers win that faceoff. Morefoot kind of lofted that one on net, but it was intercepted by Palmer. Huskies do a really good job of shutting down any opportunities before the Flyers even get going. As Wilninski tries to force that one out. Turnover to John Wendy. He's got it far side corner in the Flyers zone. Wendy, fancy stick handles across to Danny Lund. Toe drag, walks in, shoots, and he missed the net. Had a wide open low glove side he was looking at, but couldn't hit the 4x6 opening. Flyers have it now. Dan Johnson can't get it out. He's taken down. No call, so we play on. Johnson gets up, gets it back, gets the 9-iron out, and sends that one into the protective netting in front of the Flyers fan section here at Canlan Sports in Romeoville.
He said
10 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in period number 2.
He said, hey, boys, let's go golfing. I don't know what it is with these Huskies trying to get that puck as high as possible near the ceiling there.
Dan Johnson, another standout player from last year, the sophomore, came to us from Spartans, the Spartans Hockey Club. That's my former team, by the way.
There you go.
So both alma maters of Spartans hockey. Here comes Logan Stumpf. He's got speed on his forehand. He tried a shot, but it was about 17 feet high of the net right there. Pickens tried to spin through a hit. Will get the puck, walks in, centering pass to Stumpf, and he couldn't find it. Back the other way with speed called Dominic Valero. He's in behind everyone, and he roofs it on his backhand. Dominic Valero.
Yeah, it was not much in the way Zagat could have done about that. He had a guy helping him back there. The speed wasn't there, and he just kind of beat him right over the blocker's side, up into the top end of the net. That's a hard shot to stop for any goalkeeper.
5'8" sophomore, taking his team ahead by 5. Dominic Valero. We have a goaltending change now for the Huskies. Grant Goodson coming off. Clean sheet so far. In comes Joe Miller, the freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Northern Illinois feeling comfortable enough with this lead to bring somebody else in. Hey, let's try this out. Maybe Flyers can try and take advantage of that if they can get back down to the offensive end of the ice more consistently.
Get the freshman goalie some ice time in a game. Get him comfortable as the Flyers look to challenge him. As we just crossed over the halfway point in this hockey game, 9:37 left to go in the second period. Good up to Stumpf on the point. Drop pass, here's Alagna. Can't find it. It's poked away by Zimmerman. Here comes the Huskies back the other way. Walker Smith is taken down. No call, so we play on. Alagna ends up with that puck. Cross ice to Omer. He turns on the Jets. He's burning into the zone, trying to leave it for Selman, but he wasn't expecting it. Zimmerman is into the zone. Centering pass, and they fan out a shot. But whoever that was standing in front of the net, Jeff Surkey, did get a touch on it, and Zagat had the answer. Selman can't split the D to find Stumpf, who was going in all alone. Huskies coming back the other way. Jeff Shirkey has a shot, and that one's saved by Zagat again.
And ever since Northern Illinois' goalie change, Lewis kind of has turned on some energy here. Wherever it's coming from, I won't question it. But it's good to see that the Flyers are looking to come back offensively here, try to challenge this new goalkeeper, and we'll see what they can end up doing. They are creating some more chances.
Franklin has a shot from the point for the Huskies, but that one's found in front of the net. Another shot is kicked away with the left pad by Sam Zagat. Flyers Morefoot in the near side corner, sends it behind the net. It's picked up there by Wendy. Huskies set up. Franklin, near side point, has a shot. Went off the left skate of Tyler Morefoot, who was standing out in front of the net. And it gets rung around to Pickens, who can't find it. Huskies still have the puck. An excellent play. Shot. Left pad save again by Zagat. Franklin's got it. Sends it down low. Huskies look like they're on the power play here. A shot from the point. Zagat made the first save. And Lucas Marks was standing right at the top of the blue paint to pick up the loose change and take his team ahead by 6 goals.
Lewis now, it's just talking about energy. Maybe I could unfortunately, maybe take that back. We're looking a little tired out here now. That goal, I'm watching, Pickens number 9 over here just bending over on the ice. Maybe not feeling it right now. These guys got to come back. At least get one back.
Luke Marks, senior from Andover, Minnesota, takes the team ahead as the Huskies have another opportunity, and that one gets blockered aside by Zagat. Puck is touched, and Franklin's back in his own end. to start the breakout. Huskies far side, touch pass. Ryan Morgan's into the Flyer zone. Morgan trying to dangle around Braden Ricci, but he wasn't having any of that. DePago turns it over. Centering pass saved by Zagat. That one finds its way over to Logan Pickens, who doesn't have any forward options, so he's forced to skate across the ice. Here's Dan Johnson over to DePago in the far side corner. And again, Flyers struggling here. Brian Goot forced the turnover. Shot. Save. Right there by Joe Miller.
And Brian Goot going in there with nobody else to help him. But, you know, sometimes going in alone is how it works. And he had a good chance to get something off there, definitely being highly pressured in the center of the ice there in front of goal. Good to get a shot off.
Goot can't win that faceoff, makes its way over to Peters in the near side corner. Huskies start the breakout. Here's Martin off the touch pass from Morgan. To Morgan now, fans on a shot. And the Huskies retain possession. Evans finds Morgan in the middle, and he missed the net with that shot. Flyers get away with one right there. Here's Johnson. Can't find Selman at the point. Goot now will go across the ice and just get it out of the zone to stop the beating momentarily. Here's Dan Johnson on the forecheck, almost poked it away. Couldn't quite find it though. As the Flyers get it back, Alagna has a shot, but that one's blocked with the stick of Matt Martin. And we got a penalty coming up here for hitting from behind. I don't know, is that on the Huskies? Looks like it is, so the Flyers will be heading back to the power play for their third of the game.
Power plays are sponsored by Lewis University Communications Department. Visit Lewis University, lewisu.edu to learn more.
There you go,
there
lewisu.edu. As it looks like they're having a little bit of difficulty getting
lift
the box
push.
open.
Or is it push down and push in? What are we doing?
The door's locked, I think. I don't know what's going on there. That's Matt Martin, who just made his way into the penalty box for the NIU Huskies. Flyers looking to do anything to stop the bleeding with 5:51 left to go in the second period. Here's Alagna on the point, shoots, and he missed the net. Ricci finds the rebound, sends it down low to Omer, who couldn't find it. And Peters is able to clear that one all the way down. Flyers got to be careful. Huskies in on the forecheck. That's Lucas Marks, won the race. But no problem on that one as Omer will get it going again. Alagna, left wing side, he's into the Huskies zone. Down low on the backhand, has it poked away by Peters. And Peters really doing a good job in his defensive zone to battle through and shut down anything the Flyers have going. Here's Caden Ulmer. He's walking in with speed. One of my standout players from last year, Caden Ulmer is, as he sends it up to the point to Ricci, who has a shot, and I believe that one was sticked aside by Miller. Puck is lofted up to Zagat. Got to be careful. Got John Wendy in on the forecheck for the Huskies. 52 seconds left to go on the Flyers power play. Here comes the Flyers captain, Brian Goot, in on the backhand down below the net. Teammates are making a line change as Goot has it near side hash marks. He has 3 Huskies players on him. And Matt, that's not really what you're looking for on the power play.
No, not particularly. Lewis is able to generate some offensive opportunities, and I'm feeling like maybe they were listening. You know, taking your time on the power plays, not rushing it, make some plays, get in the zone, get some shots on net, try and score a goal. They got 17 seconds left, see what they can do here.
Here's Pickens. Almost turns it over to John Wendy, and he will actually end up with the puck. Luckily, Logan Stumpf was there. Here he comes. Turn and burn. Here comes Logan Stumpf into the zone. Almost lost it on his backhand now, near side corner. Power play over. 5-on-5 hockey. Slap shot up to Maldonado, who's in all alone. Teammates are making a line change. Mika Maldonado centering pass to Sturm. Saucer pass to the middle, and that one was shut down by Ben Alagna. He gets it back, and we'll get it going to Werner, who loses it. The Huskies now, with 3:18 left to go in the second frame, will enter the Flyers zone. Centering pass, Zagat kicked the net off. And luckily for him, whoever that centering pass was going to wasn't there, because they would have been looking at a wide open cage.
And they'll be thankful that the moorings for these nets don't seem very secure. They've gotten away with a couple chances here to be able to catch a break.
Well, I don't know how secure those moorings are going to be when you got the big man Zagat sliding into the net. The 6'4" sophomore really gets going when he's sliding from left to right to make those big stops. Here's Sturm. Toe drag shot, and that one's sticked aside by Alagna. To Werner, touch pass. Here comes Ulmer. He dumps it into the far side corner and chips and chases. And the Flyers still can't find the puck. Down behind the net is Brendan Hurleman. Huskies start the breakout. Lucas Sturm gets it back. Centering pass. Big left pad save by Zagat, who was forced to slide from his right to left and kick that left toe out and make that stop. Here's Sturm. Fights through a battle with Brian Goot. And Goot will win it because Alagna ended up with that puck. Sam Werner to Dan Johnson, over to Morefoot. Tyler Morefoot can't get anything going with it. Back the other way comes Sturm. Varallo tangled up with Morefoot, loses it. And Morefoot sends it up the far side boards to Pickens. Off the glass to Wilninski. He finds it. Jake Wilninski, far side hash marks, down low behind the net. Got Stumpf open. He finds Stumpf, and he will slow it down. Logan Stumpf gets it back. Shot from the top of the circle. This door is shut by Joe Miller. Huskies goaltender standing strong after coming in about halfway through this hockey game. Looks like Logan Pickens took a whack there in front of the net by Ethan Koval. Shot goes bar down right there by Logan Stumpf. Beautiful goal.
And that is exactly what you want to see by this Lewis Flyers offense. If they can keep generating those kinds of opportunities, they've got a whole period to play for. 5 goals is a long way back, but it's not impossible. They have a chance here. If they can keep that kind of pace of play, take your time, find your chances, get it in the back of the net. Let's come back.
Logan Stumpf, one of the goal scorers yesterday. The 6'1" freshman from Dyer, Indiana. Putting the first mark in the goal column for the Lewis Flyers today with just over a minute left to go in this second period. Flyers now down 6-1. Huskies have it now in the Flyers zone. Punk is sent down low by Marks. Comes back to him. Shot saved by Zagat. Rebound to the Huskies. Another shot saved by Zagat again. 40 seconds left to go. Finally, Ulmer will find it and turn it over. And he goes high into the protective netting, so we'll see a face-off in the Flyers' end of the ice. The Flyers not allowed to change after throwing that puck out of play in their own defensive zone.
And Logan Stumpf now becoming the team's, I believe, highest scorer with a score of 2.
2 games into the season, 2 goals. That's pretty good average in my book.
I'd say so.
Day is not over yet. 30 seconds left to go in this second period as that one is cleared all the way down into the Huskies' end. One more rush for Keaton Peters. He sends it up to Martin, who's in and falls down. Just gift wraps that one to Pega, who gets it up to Logan Pickens. Pickens spins around, still has the puck in the offensive zone. 12 seconds left to go. Sends it behind the net to Alagna far side point. A little bit of a late hit there by Evans. Flyers still have the puck on the point, and the horn will sound. Ending period number 2. That was a little bit better, Matt, than period number 1, in my opinion. What do you think?
Well, hey, we scored. That's the big deal. That's the big deal, and we didn't get as many goals scored on us either. I mean, I'd say the defense is starting to come together. Offensive chances are coming together. Can't ask for much more than that. Zagat's still doing his job in net. Things are coming together.
Things are starting to fall into place for Flyers hockey, which is great. They're using this home atmosphere a little bit to bounce back after a couple of tough goals in period number 1. We've still got 20 minutes of hockey left. We'll see what that has to bring in just a couple minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network. I wanted to start off today and have you on the first episode so we can learn a little bit about you, being that it is your first season. You're pretty new to Flyers hockey. I've been around a couple years, so people maybe know who I am, maybe they don't. But I want to get your kind of hockey journey and your background a little bit. So I guess we can maybe start right there.
Okay, sounds good.
However you want to start it. However you got involved with hockey, it would be great.
Oh, well, that's a long story.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so grew up in Rochester, New York, played youth hockey in Rochester, New York, played college hockey in New Hampshire, big fan of college athletes and what athletics as a platform does for college students. So in college played hockey and baseball, and been really for the last 30 plus years been coaching. I've coached youth hockey, high school hockey, college hockey. I recently coached at Lake Forest College for a couple of years. And since then, after that, I was the hockey director at Hinsdale Central.
Okay, yeah, and that's where I got to meet you. We talked about this briefly, but I don't know. Right. I don't know if you remember. I was on the ice as a referee, yes. And I'm sure we had some interesting interactions in the past.
Hopefully, all positive.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we can maybe unpack that a little bit. So you said you played baseball and hockey in college.
Yes.
What attracted you to hockey as opposed to baseball? Why did you choose to go down the hockey road?
It's the love of the game.
Yeah.
It's just to have more of a passion and love for hockey than I do for baseball.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. I envy people who really like baseball. I tried to get into it. I couldn't. It's too slow for me. I love the constant action of hockey, and it's just the environment. And like you said, it's the love of the game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
I certainly don't want to be, down on baseball in any way.
No,
because
no.
It's obviously a great sport, and I think baseball has recognized that people view it as slow, and they're making changes to it, and they're making it more exciting to watch. So, that too.
That's what you need to be as a sport in this day and age. You got to be able to constantly evolve. You know.
Right.
And so if you could talk about too your transition from playing to coaching, because I mean that in itself, I just find that really interesting, because over my hockey career, right, I've kind of had a lot of different aspects, right? I started out playing hockey. I worked at the ice rink, taught little kids how to ice skate, did a little bit of coaching with my dad. I helped coach my brother, and had the officiating thing, and now the broadcasting thing. So I've got all sorts of different views on the game. So I'm curious, what made you want to become a coach? What made you want to go behind the bench?
I would say it's that passion, and there's something unique about hockey.
Right.
And we're just going to refer to it metaphorically as the locker room.
Right.
The bonds you have with your teammates, it's beyond anything else that I've experienced.
Right.
Be it in a professional life, It's just there. And so I would say that is part of the attraction as a coach and wanting to continue to be involved with that. And when I first started coaching, I considered myself a player who was coaching as opposed to a coach.
Yeah.
So, a kid would come up to me and say, well, how do you shoot the puck? Well, you get the puck and you shoot it.
Right.
And they're like, well, how? I'm like, well, you do it and you do it quickly and you shoot it hard. And that was the extent of it. And I realized in that moment that there's a difference between whether you can shoot the puck well and be a good hockey player versus being a good coach.
Right.
And they don't always come together.
Absolutely.
Some of the best hockey players in the world have not necessarily made good coaches.
Right. Wayne Gretzky, for example.
Wayne Gretzky,
he was not his cup of tea, and that's fine. But that's great that you were able to find that and stay involved with the game.
So I have just been involved with lots of different programs, and I started off coaching at the high school level, and I've got a lot of high school specific coaching experience.
Okay.
And when you're dealing with high school students, again, as I had said, kind of alluded to in the very beginning, hockey, college sports, it's a platform.
Right.
It's a platform to handle adversity, learn life lessons, do all the things that are important in life. And the things that you learn in a rink, on a field, whether it's soccer, basketball, whatever it is, those skills translate to the boardroom.
Yeah.
Those skills translate to life. Those skills translate to the relationship that you have with your family. So those are the really important things. And I love working with the high school guys, but with the high school guys, I consider them adults to be.
Right. Right.
The college guys are young adults, and
Absolutely.
There's a difference. Their issues, their challenges on and off the ice are different than for high school. And so, as this opportunity started to evolve and things, I really enjoyed the time I spent at Lake Forest College, for instance.
Yeah.
And dealing with the college guys.
Yeah. I really appreciate that, what you said about it being a whole life lesson. I read an article that you were featured in that AHI did a couple years ago, and back in 2022. And I have a quote here that I want to read for you, just because I think it applies in this situation. So you said the lessons they learned on the ice, on the team, in games, in practices, off the ice, and through adversity at times, such as limited playing time, that has led to countless success stories in the real world. So I find that that's an interesting approach that I think you have in playing time and relating that to like the broader lesson that you're trying to teach. I find that really interesting because in my experience with hockey, it's been a lot of house league hockey. It's been a lot of everyone plays kind of thing, and so I'm curious how you kind of developed that model and where that philosophy comes from.
To identify the core source, it probably just comes from growing up and my parents and the way that I was brought up and the coaches that I've played for, good and bad. That's part of the advantage of being an athlete, is that you're growing up and sometimes you play for coaches that you don't like. Sometimes you play for coaches that aren't working for you. Sometimes you play for coaches that are a perfect match. And that's the same thing that happens in life. Sometimes you have a boss that you don't like or that's a perfect match. So all of these things come together. So that's what this platform is really all about. Yeah.
And speaking now, as you make your transition to Lewis hockey, how is that going to kind of play into your coaching style for Lewis? Obviously, we're all used to what the coaching style that we've seen, and obviously you're a different person, different coaching style. How do you how are you going to bring that to Lewis hockey? I guess is the question I'm trying to ask.
Okay, so again, it really goes back to the core values. Those core values being that you want to develop these young men and give them opportunities to have challenges and successes and failures. And it's also about being the team and having the locker room and the support and the way the guys bond and the way the guys have come together. It's developing that. And so taking that into a structure, philosophically as a coach, I believe and have had some success with this where there's a part of the ice where you're very disciplined. And generally that's on the defensive side.
Right.
D usually stands for defense. In our world, D stands for discipline.
Right.
So the discipline side is that. But then when you get on offense and you're in the offensive zone, we want the creativity to flourish.
Right.
We want them to be able to feel free to explore and do the things that they can do, and let these guys be athletes.
Right.
These are athletes. These are college athletes. So let them be athletes and let them play.
Absolutely. And one thing I've noticed about you and your coaching style that you've brought to the team so far is that team atmosphere and that team camaraderie that you talked about. And you just had a couple weeks ago had the battle camp, right? You had the battle camp. And can you talk about that a little bit too, and how that was, what the purpose of that was, if that was a bonding experience, and what you kind of got out of the Lewis University Battle Camp Year 1?
Dear Samara.
Dear Colin.
Dear Allie.
Dear Tony.
Greetings from a fellow flyer.
College is a transformative time filled with opportunities to discover your passions, build lifelong friendships, and develop skills that will serve you well in the future.
Like you, I was once navigating the challenges and joys of college life, and I want to assure you that you are not alone in this journey.
Lewis University is a community that cares deeply about its students. Whether you are a first-generation college student, a working professional returning to school,
or anywhere in between, know that Lewis is here for you.
Take advantage of the opportunities to get involved on campus, join clubs and organizations, and connect with your peers.
These experiences will enrich your college life and create memories that will last a lifetime.
The challenges you face are stepping stones to growth and success.
Embrace them, learn from them,
and know that you have the strength to overcome them.
Hold on to your dreams.
And stay true to who you are.
You have the potential to make a difference in the world.
And Lewis is the perfect place to start that journey.
The world is waiting, and we are all cheering you on.
Brianne Mayer, class of 2017.
Tammy Billings, class of 1997. Mary Kramer, class of 1989.
All right, welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. Logan Kapp alongside Matt Carlson. We're just getting ready for period number 2 here at Canlan Sports from Romeoville. That was a better period.
That was a better period. You know, you can't complain too much about scoring a goal. And I was talking with some people off on the side. We have been able to come back this period and start to look like a team.
Yeah.
Putting something together.
We're playing hockey.
We're playing hockey.
That's all we can ask for. That was a much better period. Hopefully this period number 3 will be even better. And I guess we'll see what it has to bring as we're getting ready for puck drop right now. Wilninski out there to take this opening draw against Evans. And with that, we're heading into the final frame here at Canlan. Keaton Peters will slow it down behind the net. And the Huskies are off and running in the third. Ulmer couldn't find it one because it was sent up into the rafters, but didn't touch anything, so we're going to keep on going. Here's Morgan. Skates across the ice and will dump that one into the Flyers' end. Josh DePego dodges a body check, and the Huskies force a turnover. Here's Danny Lund. He's down behind the net. A centering pass, I believe, that caught a stick, and Wilninski just got his stick caught in the skates there of Matt Martin. And the Huskies will see their first power play of the hockey game.
Power plays are sponsored by Lewis University Communication Department. Visit lewisu.edu to learn more.
Well, our power plays are sponsored by the Communications Department.
That's right.
Sure.
Sure.
That's what we're doing here. There's a penalty kill for Lewis Flyers. We'll see how they fare. Special teams getting a little bit of a workout earlier. I know talking to Jim Swoyer on the podcast, you heard actually a little bit of a clip of the first episode in the intermission there. But talking to him both there and at the Lewis Flyers hockey golf outing, a big thing that he is preaching to his team this year is discipline. And so we're really looking to play disciplined hockey and stay out of the penalty box. There's no need to take any sort of silly penalties. We saw the Flyers struggle with that a lot last year. In and out of the penalty box, the track was well worn. But hopefully this year, the Flyers will turn over a new leaf. And they're doing pretty good already. Is that penalty that Wilninski just took? It looked like his stick kind of got caught under the skate. I don't know if they stepped on the stick or if it just got caught up in the skate. But it looked totally unintentional. So you can't really fault him too much on that one. Just about a minute 10 into this first power play, Maldonado forces a turnover. He's got it inside the Flyers' end. Up to the point. Here's Keaton Peter, walks the middle. Another shot from Sturm is soaked up easily by Sam Zagat.
And Lewis defense giving away a good opportunity to make their way back up the ice again. It didn't end up terribly. They didn't get scored on. Now, if they can keep themselves under control and get back down the offensive end of the ice, create some chances here, that'll be key.
Sturm wins it back to Van Boris, across back to the near side, and it's poked ahead by Brian Goot. He's engaged in battle with Maldonado, and some position play didn't allow Goot to get that puck. Jason Cancinetta is wheeling and dealing. Sturm now in the Flyers zone. Not sure if that was poked off his stick there by Ricci or if Ricci just kind of forced him into a bad spot. And either way, Sam Zagat's able to cover up and force the stoppage of play.
And Seth's still holding strong in between the bars there, not letting anything through. Keeping his composure. And that's all he's got to do.
Absolutely. With 17:26 left to go, Flyers have 15 more seconds on the penalty kill. Van Boris, near side point. Sends it down low. Maldonado's got it. On the faceoff dot, centering pass, and somehow that squeaked through coverage in front of the net over to Keaton Peters. And Peters will bring his team back ahead by 6 goals with just over 3 seconds left on that power play, that will be a power play goal.
And for the attention span that the defense has been able to maintain, there is just a lapse in focus there, leaving the back door of that goal wide open. And that's not the first time Northern Illinois has been able to capitalize on that exact situation in this game.
That is the goal of an effective power play, is to pass through the box, get it to that open guy. When you have one more guy on the ice, it's impossible for them to cover everybody, but hopefully Flyers can turn it around. 16:57 left to go in the third. Puck sent behind the net over to Logan Stumpf, who has the lone goal for Flyers hockey today. Stumpf will end up with that puck. Down low to Jack Selman. Up to the point to Ben Alagna. He walks in, shoots, and that one goes right into the glove of Joe Miller, who's still in net for the NIU Huskies.
And Lewis spending some time in the offensive zone of the ice right now. That's going to be good for them to keep moving forward in this third period. You're building their confidence, getting some shots on net just like we saw there. Not sure what the chances were to get a goal, but you got it on net. And that, of course, does heavily increase your chances to put in the back.
Absolutely. Pucks down low, shots on goal. That's the two basics of offensive zone play in this wonderful game. As the Huskies are into the zone, drop pass to Peters. Couldn't find it. Hurleman turns it over to Caden Ulmer, who's in, shoots, and kicked aside by Miller. Huskies maybe slowing down a little bit, maybe getting comfortable, and that's where it gets dangerous. That's when Flyers hockey can take advantage. As soon as you start feeling comfortable with a big lead is when bad things start to happen. Liam Palmer in on the forecheck as that puck is sent behind the net by DePego. Logan Stumpf will force it out. Here's Sam Warner. He's into the Husky zone, has no help at all. And so that possession was shut down pretty quick. Big body check there by Logan Stumpf. Great to see he's playing on both sides of the puck. As Evans now will start the breakout for the Huskies.
And that was something we talked about, too, with Jim, is that the offense is going to be coming back.
That was a big save right there. Don't mean to cut you off, but Sam Zagat goes from left to right, kicks that right pad out, and has a big save.
And it's all worth it to cut me off for a big save by Zagat. As we come back down the ice, another glove save by Northern Illinois University's goalkeeper.
Logan Stumpf, that's how he scored the first one. Maybe caught Joe Miller sleeping when he went bar down in the second. Maybe he was trying to do the same thing right there. Either way, that glove save causes a stoppage of play. We'll see a face-off to Miller's right wing side with 14:52 left to go in the third period. Shot almost off the face-off by Dan Johnson, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Here comes Peters. Up the wall, finds Evans, tries to split the D, but Robertson wasn't having any of it. Seems that NIU is slippery when they're coming through the neutral zone in their transition game. Flyers can't seem to get a read on where they're going with the puck. You see this new defensive strategy. We've got both defensemen back behind the red line just about.
And it's as if they're preparing for some kind of breakaway as we have Northern Illinois moving down the ice now.
Really see that system that Jim Swoyer is put into place working already.
And it seems like they're trying to combat the speed Northern Illinois has. By having your defensemen play back, you can have more time to prepare for that speed.
Brian Goot to Stumpf with the breakout. Here he is on his forehand shot, and he missed the net. Talk about slippery players. Logan Stumpf, he gets in all alone. Here comes Jack Selman now. Off the pass from Brian Goot. Selman's got a far side corner, tries to find Goot. But an excellent defensive play there from Keaton Peter prevents that offensive zone opportunity. Back come the Huskies. Shirky into the Flyers zone behind the net. Backhand, back down low. Huskies back in the driver's seat now. Walker Smith up to the point. Shot deflected a few times out in front of this. It ended up missing the net. And we got a penalty coming up now to the Lewis Flyers. Alagna had some early contact there in the corner with Shirky.
And they are not having any of it right now up against the board. Zimmerman trying to start a fight over there.
Gotta love to see the discipline there by Alagna to just allow that contact to happen. So best case scenario.
He's trying to talk it out, keep it peaceful.
Well, best case scenario, the Huskies will end up taking a penalty for that contact right there. But again, that's something that Jim Sawyer, head coach of the Lewis Flyers this year, is really pushing. He is not taking any of those retaliation penalties. Just allow it to happen. And you see it right there. Obviously, that was a penalty. A little bit of early contact should be interference. It was cross-checking. Either way, it's 2 minutes up on the board. But again, I love to see that disciplined hockey there from Ben Alagna.
And if you look at the same team from last year, they might have started a fight. They might have taken, okay, let's go at it. Let's fight. And the discipline that Jim has been able to instill into these players, as you've been saying and what you've talked about with him, that was presentable right there.
Some positives for Flyers hockey. Haven't seen a lot today, but there was one right there as they will set up on their second penalty kill. Here's Van Voris, near side. Sturm shot, door shut by Zagat. Rebound! And that one is hammered home by Keaton Peter.
And it didn't look like there was much more Lewis defense could have done about that. We had Robertson stretched all the way out in front, trying to get in front of that shot. More sticks in the way. It's hard to say, but maybe he just couldn't see the puck with all his defensemen in the way.
That's a possibility, but again, it's when you got one less guy on the ice, it's hard to have effective defensive coverage, but either way, Huskies now up by a touchdown in the first home game of the Lewis Flyers 2024-2025 hockey season. Flyers looking to do anything to stop the bleeding. Stump to DePego, over to Good on the far side. Cross ice to Stump. He tried to pull it to his forehand, couldn't do it. DePego sends it down low, and that shot was bobbled momentarily by Miller, but he is able to find it and cover it up.
And that's exactly what Lewis should be looking to do, is when they have the puck, they should get down the ice. Let's make some chances. And they've still continually doing the same thing, taking their time getting down the ice. They're getting pressure down the ice, but now they're taking shots, whereas before they may not have done that.
We have another goaltending change here for the Huskies with 11:57 left to go in the third period. Looks like that is Tristan Schuscher. Another freshman in that for the Huskies. Is tested early. Dan Johnson has a shot up high. That's easily handled there by Schuscher.
Lewis coming back on offense right away, making sure they're going to pressure Schuscher in net there. And we're going to continue this period to see what they can do offensively now. They've got most of the game underneath them so far, but I think they've been learning a lot about how to operate offensively as a team.
Flyers looking to test Schuscher early. Huskies trying to get some of their younger netminders some experience against the Flyers today. As Stump gets it back over the Huskies' blue line. And another sloppy zone entrance by the Flyers. Here's Palmer. On his forehand, tries a shot. That one's blocked by the stick of Ben Alagna and ends up behind the net. Peter Van Voris up to the point. Cross, far side shot, and the stick might have not got 100% of it. Almost thought the stick broke on that play. Logan Pickens dangles at the blue line, and that one ends up being offsides. 10:53 left to go in the third period. Flyers down 8-1.
And that offsides right there, it seemed a little bit almost lazy in terms of, you know, looking across the ice. Where are my guys at? He has a guy on either side right next to him. That offsides easily could have been avoided.
And it's hard when you dangle at the blue line. I mean, it's almost impossible for everyone to stay on side as Evans is back into the Flyers zone. Shot, Zagat dropped it momentarily, but is able to recover quickly and find the rebound.
And that puck just hanging around in the blue zone there. I mean, if somebody was there for Northern Illinois, that's another goal for them, and that's a huge thing, is trying to retain the puck and not letting it come across the other side of the goal, which we've seen many, many times, is not being covered by defensemen or anyone.
Can't really fault Zagat on on the scoreboard today.
No.
I don't think that's at all reflective of his performance in that. I think he's exceeded expectations so far as the Flyers battle to get this one out. Logan Stumpf up the left wing side. Loses his handle. And Dan Johnson ran into a big shoulder. The Flyers can't get the puck more than 10 feet into the zone without running into major pressure from the Huskies defense. And it's really hard to even get anything going for the Flyers today. Here's Dan Johnson. Teammates making a line change, and he passed that one to no one. See, another strong point for the Huskies is every puck is contested. Yes. Every puck is contested with the body. Even though they're up by so many, still throwing the body around, playing the physical game. Flyers have a short bench this season in general. Missing their number one forward, Scotty Ernsting, today. Also missing assistant captain Josh McDonald, who's still out with injury. And so obviously not a very great start in terms of roster size and strength for the first week, but some positives though. Again, I think they're still playing really well. I mean, all things considered.
You can't really knock them down for the way they've been able to play today. They're playing against a team who's got, you know, a deeper roster and presumably more experience and higher levels of hockey previous to their arrival at NIU.
We got a penalty coming up. Again, Alagna's right in the middle of things. Zagat coming out of the net. With some words exchanged.
And I'm not exactly too sure what's gone on here, what started this. Bad enough, Zagat's still talking. Stump separating himself from the situation.
That's Walker Smith who's in conversation there with Sam Zagat.
Alagna's again been involved in some physicality here, and he was trying to keep composure at first. The punches just kept coming, and at some point you just got, you know, as a person, you can't take so much. Composure does get lost. They're still being argued here with the refs. Zimmerman in the box.
Christian Rohr coming in relief of Sam Zagat. Maybe having some cooler heads prevail here. The Flyers don't need to be taking any unnecessary penalties at the hands of their netminder. Obviously, Zagat's frustrated.
In comes DePego and Robertson.
Sam Zagat having a deep conversation with assistant coach Dylan Parshall on the bench here.
And do we know what started that? Because I was not...
Well, it looks like Zimmerman's in the box for the Huskies, so assuming he had the original penalty, I assume that's what started that whole brouhaha behind the net.
I'm sure there may have been some choice words being used after the penalty occurred. That may have been what started the fight. Either way, hopefully getting back underway soon here with 9 minutes to go, nearly to the T. 9:01 to go.
Jim Swoyer awaits the explanation from the referees, who are conversing in the referees' crease just ahead of us here at Canlan. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. Big part of what Jim Swoyer is pushing this season is disciplined hockey, not taking retaliation penalties. You saw a little bit of retaliation there from Zagat.
Yeah,
maybe is why he was showing the bench for the day today. Either way, he had a great game so far. Can't fault him for anything. Made a lot of great saves.
Yeah.
I mean, on some A-plus scoring chances that the Huskies had.
Outstanding play by Zagat today. And, you know, a absolute brick wall in net. He can't control everything. Not everything is his fault. And like you said earlier, the outcome of this game will not at all reflect upon Zagat how well he has played in this game.
Absolutely. He was, I know, frustrated. He was unable to find his first win in a Flyers uniform last year.
Yes.
And it looks like 5 minutes is up on the clock for Robbie Zimmerman of the Huskies. That, assuming he was assessed 5-minute major and a game misconduct, because he's being shown the gate on the game today.
And he has, as you said, been eliminated for any sort of contention in this game. And in goes number 66, Smith, for NIU to take his place.
Walker Smith apparently was also assessed a 2-minute minor penalty. Someone will have to go and serve that 5-minute major penalty that was assessed to Robbie Zimmerman. Referees were in conversation with the scorekeeper right here in front of us. It looks like Sam Zagat was assessed a 2-minute minor penalty. I assume he had some choice words for Zimmerman in the corner.
Yep.
And maybe don't know what penalty he was assessed, but doesn't really matter what it is. He's got 2 minutes up on the board, but I do believe Zagat's day is done anyway.
And Warner's going to take that for him.
Sam Warner in the box for the Lewis Flyers, the sophomore from Eagle River, Wisconsin, to serve the penalty for his netminder.
And we'll get a chance to talk about Christian Rohrer, who played in yesterday's game. And in my conversations with Jim beforehand, before the game started, he had a great first period in net. A great first period in net, and he was a big contributor behind the team's upkeep and morale during yesterday's game, is what I was told. Zagat's been doing a great job of that today.
Looks like Sam Zagat, his penalty has been changed to a 5-minute major penalty. Not exactly sure what that could have been for.
No.
Maybe he came in, and anytime you start using the blocker as a weapon, you start punching people with that, that's when it gets dangerous. So it's possible he was assessed a penalty for that. But again, either way, he's been shown the bench by head coach Jim Swoyer. But at the end of all that, the Flyers will be on the power play. Got 2 guys in the box for the Huskies, Palmer and Smith. Werner in to serve Zagat's penalty. And we've got a goal.
In the face of adversity, the Lewis Flyers come out on top. What can you say about that, Logan? Big goal. Big goal.
Uh-oh. Well, now there's a very loud conversation happening between Jim Swoyer and the referee. Now a lot of confusion in front of us. So I don't know what's going to happen now. But we had a goal.
We had a goal. As long as they don't take it off the board, we'll be all right.
Looks like that will count. Not sure who had the touch on that one. Was too concerned with trying to figure out what was going on in front of us. But either way, Flyers, I think it was Josh DePego. He led the team through the line.
Yeah.
First game back for Flyers hockey. Puts one in the back of the net.
And we have now found ourselves the same scoreline as yesterday's game, 8-2 in favor of NIU.
As NIU looks to respond. Here comes the Huskies into the zone, and they were offsides. A little bit of a late call there, but no harm, no foul, as we'll see a face-off in front of the Flyers fan section here at Callan. 8:37 left to go in period number 3. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left on both major penalties.
Now, for NIU, you have this lead. After everything that's occurred and that goal that's scored, how rattled might they be? They're coming out a little sloppier than I would have expected.
I think that, again, they got complacent with where they were at in this hockey game. We talked about it a little bit earlier. That's what happens when you have these big leads, is you start to take your foot off the gas pedal, and that's what the Flyers did, was take advantage of that, which is exactly what they need to do.
Yes.
They can't be getting down on themselves when they go down by a lot of goals. Got to keep the energy high, keep the morale high, and be able to bounce back quickly. Pickens to Selman into the Huskies zone. Centering pass to Pickens. Doesn't find him. Here comes Sturm. Loses his handle on that pass. Selman back the other way in 2-on-1. Tries to find Pickens in the middle, but he can't bat it out of the air. Down to Selman behind the net. Huskies now coming back the other way. Mika Maldonado. Shot from Sturm. I believe that was a save by Rohrer. 4-on-4 hockey. A lot more space out there. A little bit of a faster game. Got the speeds, some of the speedsters out there. Logan Stumpf, Logan Pickens. The Logan line.
The Logan line, including yourself.
Yeah, including myself. As the Huskies really slowing it down behind their own net. Jim Franklin comes and takes over and will be the quarterback of this play. Franklin again, looks like some confusion on the Flyers bench as Jim Swoyer's in conversation with the referee during play. Dominic Vararlo.
And a good poke check there to keep that from settling in the middle of the ice.
Evans trying a centering pass, found Logan Stumpf, and he will wheel into the Husky zone. Beats the defenseman. Stumpf shot! Right pad save by Schuscher. Logan Stumpf having a great first game here at Callan. Brian Goot now, he's in all alone. Goot has a goal! Brian Goot forces his way through Huskies defense, gets in behind everyone and puts one past Tristan Schuster. Flyers captain.
What do you know about that, Brian Goot? Way to contribute from the captain right there. 8-3 is the score. we're coming back. We got some time. Not sure how likely it is, but a huge, huge goal for the Flyers right there. Great for team morale. A lot of speed for the Flyers now. They almost seem more comfortable in this 4-on-4 situation.
There's a lot more open space out there, just as we were just talking about.
Yeah.
The speedsters, that's the speedsters game. Logan Stumpf, Brian Goot, two of the speedsters on the Flyers roster this season.
It's that line.
That's the line. Obviously caught Huskies defense in transition. Brian Goot's amped up on the bench now after scoring that goal.
As he should be. He's got us going jumping up and down up here.
6:10 left to go. Still 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, 5 seconds. We'll see if any more tallies are made. Here come the Huskies. Shot from the top of the circle, turned aside by Rohrer. Danny Lund is in. Sends it behind the net. Centering pass, slap shot. And that one beat Rohrer far side to take his team back ahead by 6 goals.
And I'm not sure what much more Rohrer could have done about that. He was left out in the open there, it seemed. A big space on his right-hand side, having to do some gymnastics to try and get over, and just couldn't quite make the stretch.
That was freshman Ryan Morgan who had the final touch on that one. Coming to the Huskies hockey team from the West Dundee Leafs. Those of you unfamiliar with youth hockey in the area, that's the same youth team that plays at Canlan Sports in West Dundee, formerly the Leaf Center. So obviously some close to home recruiting being done for the NIU Huskies.
A little physicality there by Caden Ulmer to try and get the puck down the ice.
1:23 left to go on both major penalties. One again assessed to Sam Zaget of the Lewis Flyers. Other one was assessed to Robbie Zimmerman of the NIU Huskies. Being served by Palmer of the Huskies and Warner of the Flyers. 5 minutes left to go in the third period.
And NIU just trying to break out now as they were holding it in their defensive end, trying to waste some time.
Sturm, drop pass to Peters. Gets back to Sturm, who just stick handles his way through everyone. Between the legs, Christian Rohrer shut the door as Ulmer is able to shovel that one out. Here comes Braden Ricci. Drop pass to Stumpf, slap shot, and that one's patted aside by Schuscher. Huskies coming back. Keaton Peters sauces it. Catawampus into the far side corner. Found by Huskies forecheckers and sent back down off the skate of the referee. Huskies setting back up. Smith up to the point. Lund sends it across. Back to Smith in the far side corner. He's still got it. Walks the middle. Walter Smith centering pass. And that one was wide of the net. Both the major penalties are over. We're playing 5-on-5 hockey now. 3:50 left to go in this third frame. As Smith is back into the Flyer zone. Cuts the middle, shoots, and that one goes right in the logo of Christian Rohrer, and he holds on. 3:40 left to go in the third here at Canlan.
And now that we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, we'll see how Lewis University can handle this. We've seen them play very, very well on the 4-on-4 situation. And now that we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, we'll see if they can maintain that same energy that they've been committed to for the past several minutes.
I talked to head coach Jim Sawyer last night after the completion of game 1 yesterday. And he had said he saw some positives. And I think that's the same thing we are seeing today here. If you don't take into account the scoreboard, I've seen some real improvements of the Lewis Flyers from last year. Playing some nice zone coverage in their defensive zone. Have a nice system in transition as the Huskies bring it back in. Brian Goot now, captain of Lewis Flyers, one of the goal scorers. Tries to dance his way through Jason Castaneda, but is unable to. Selman has it now behind the net. Jack Selman's centering pass is blocked. Dan Johnson behind the net. Still has the puck. Johnson to the point to Robertson. He falls down. Here comes Mount Marks. He tries to send it ahead to John Wendy, who will win the race, negating that icing call. Wendy is clotheslined there by Dan Johnson. I don't know. Do my eyes deceive me? Is that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson out there with that clothesline?
Probably. He's a big guy on skates.
Anyway, 2:15 left to go in the third period. Quite the wrestling move right there.
I'd love to see The Rock on skates.
That would be impressive.
Should be a show, Rock on skates.
Yeah. Rocky Ice Show here at Canlin as Logan Stumpf will speed through the neutral zone. Stumpf can't split all three members of the Huskies defense. And now the Huskies bringing it back. Here's Evans. Into the Flyer zone, goes off the face of Christian Rohrer right there.
Way up into the balcony on our opposite side, all the way on the other side of the rink.
Another young fan up there looking for a little souvenir.
They brought the 9-iron out again, Logan.
Well, something like that, or at least Christian Rohrer showing that he's got his head in the game.
Quite literally.
Quite literally.
His face.
Here's Hurleman. Shot from the point, patted aside by Rohrer. Minute 40 left to go in the third. Hurleman again winds up, and a wrist shot from the point is soaked up by Rohrer. Love to see all the hockey fans that came out to support the Flyers today. You can see them along the glass in their end of the ice as well as in the Flyer fan section. Plenty of opportunities this season to see Flyers hockey at home. They're playing a lot of home games this fall.
Yes.
Which I was excited about because that's more broadcast that we get to do.
Yes. You'll get to hear more and more of us. How about that?
Which is, I'm sure, exactly what people want to hear is more and more of us talking.
Yes.
Either way, we're approaching the end here of game one at home for the Flyers. Hurleman can't keep that one in. Wininski's right on his tail, and he can't win that race.
Wininski nearly putting him in his own bench.
Here comes Maldonado. Saucer pass to the middle. Couldn't find the stick of Lucas Sturm, and so it trickles into the far side corner. Sturm pinned up against the boards by DePego, and a big hit there forces a turnover behind the net. Maldonado's got it. At the top of the key, shot off the pad of Christian Rohrer right there. Wininski can't get it out, and we've got a penalty coming up to the NIU Huskies, it looks like, for cross-checking.
And all Lewis University power plays are sponsored by Lewis University Communications Department. Visit lewisu.edu to learn more.
Flyers had some success earlier with some more open space on the ice. With only 45 seconds left to go, can't imagine they're going to score 6 goals, but
you never know.
If they can end the game on a strong note, that's great going into week number 2 next week.
Yep. They have a lot to be proud about in this game.
I think they have a lot to be proud about in this weekend. I mean, you got to remember, the Flyers had to they had to learn a whole new season, system. Can't find my words here, but looking for a whole new system this year. And I mean, again, a lot of positives in these first 2 games. I mean, we're having some offensive zone time here. Already seeing that disciplined hockey coming into play.
Yes.
That head coach Jim Sawyer was talking about. which is even better. Again, something that they struggled with last year, the Flyers, was getting themselves a power play and then immediately negating that power play because they couldn't have cooler heads prevail. So I'm very excited to see how well this system works out that Jim Sawyer has put into place already.
And it is important to remind everybody watching today that we're facing off against a team today who is a Division I ACHA team. This is not the standard of what we will be facing this season, but the performance that we've been able to put on today against this team sheds a lot of hope and a lot of light as the period ends for the future of the season.
Yeah, a lot of strong points today. We'll talk about it a little bit in the post-game show. That'll be coming up in just a couple minutes. You're watching Flyers hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network. All right, welcome to the Lewis University Hockey at LUTN post-game show. Logan Kapp alongside Matt Carlson. Matt, that was a pretty good game. I mean, all things considered.
All things considered, you know, you look at the scoreboard, somebody who doesn't know this team very well might say, well, 9-3, that's not a good score. Now, if you follow this team, and hopefully you continue to follow with us in the future, as we will have many home games, this team, a lot of new things going on. They got a whole new system, a whole new coach. They're facing off their first series against a Division I ACHA team. Not going to be the regular level of competition they'll be facing. I see a lot of good things happening. We scored 3 goals today. That's one more than we were able to score yesterday. Motivation. You know, if you look at the same team last year as we had this year, you know, that motivation wasn't carrying through to the end of the game. These guys fighting all the way to the end, celebrating all their good moments and picking their heads up in the moments that weren't as great.
Right, and I think there is a lot of positive things to touch on. As you said, Jim Sawyer saw a lot of good things. We touched on it briefly at the end of the game, but Jim Sawyer saw a lot of positives on his team yesterday. I think we both saw a lot of positives from the team today. Again, as you said, They're facing off their first season of the year, getting the toughest game, I think, out of the way for a Division I ACHA hockey program that is NIU.
Yes.
Right? And so to get that out of the way early, I guess is a good thing. It's a great test to see what the Flyers will be up against this season. I think it's a great preview for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
In that's kind of the standard that the Flyers will have to play for all season. We talked about it a little bit as well. I think discipline hockey was being played today, which is even better.
Yes.
Again, that was one of my personal biggest frustrations last year, was the fact that the Flyers would go and get a penalty or get a power play, and then they would immediately negate that by doing something silly behind the play.
Yeah.
And I really respect a lot that head coach Jim Sawyer is trying to implement some sort of policy that says we don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? That is not something that's part of our game. That's not something we want to be known for. And I think that's going to take them a long way in this season, in that they're going to have a lot of opportunities just because of that specific, thing.
Yeah.
And we saw it a few times today. There was some skirmishes in the near side corner here that maybe last year, as you said, would have sparked a little bit of a bigger reaction. But this year, they didn't.
No.
So we're already seeing that system in play.
Yes.
Both discipline hockey as well as some of the transition game. I saw some of the snacks, waiting for the Huskies to come into the zone. We saw a little bit of a different formation. We saw some different coverage in the defensive zone.
Yes.
And it's an ever-evolving process. None of this is set in stone. We got to see what works. As Jim also told me yesterday, it was great to see his team play in an actual game.
Yeah.
Because up until then, he hasn't seen them play in a game. I mean, he was here, I think, a few games last year just to come and watch. But to be able to coach and have some control over what's happening in that game, I think was really important for him and really showed him a lot. So that was even great. But I think the other point that we need to touch on is Sam Zagat.
Yes.
What did you think of his performance today?
Sam Zagat, you can't look at the scoreline, just reflect on how great of a goaltender he has been today. I mean, he kept the team driven, coming out huge saves. Many saves at that. This game easily could have been, could have been scored on tenfold what they were.
Right.
And Zagat came up big every single time. And he was able to keep his discipline through most of the game. Of course, we saw he did get a 5-minute major for whatever maybe choice words he was using, maybe using his, blockers as a fighting tool. But, he has a lot of potential. It's great to see him in net this year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what more he can do for this program.
Me as well. I think I talked to him a little bit earlier in the season.
Yeah.
He was very upset that he wasn't able to get his first win last year. I know he had a couple late starts in the season and just wasn't able to get it done. Again, that was a different team, different program. And so he was very frustrated with that. And so I think he has a lot of high hopes for this season. And based on what we saw today, I have a lot of high hopes for him as well because he played great.
This is your year, Sam.
Yes, this is Sam's year. But then also Christian Rohr as well coming in relief, played really well. Again, when you come into a game where the score is already kind of exploded, then it's pretty hard to pick up the pieces. But I think Christian Rohr did a pretty good job of that today.
Yes,
which is fantastic. So a lot of positives for a Flyers hockey team that, like Matt said, maybe look at the scoreboard, not super positive, but a lot of good things came out of this game, and I think they're only going to improve as the season goes on. So thank you for being here with me today. Appreciate it. You've been watching Flyers hockey here on the Lewis University Television Network. Special thanks to Tony DeNardis, Nicole Carcerano. My name is Logan Kapp. Have a great night.